Hey, it's Renee Keel, host of TradeIQ and Chief Operating Officer at BrokerBin, the leading B2B exchange for IT professionals, resellers, and wholesalers. I'm thrilled to introduce TradeIQ to you, the podcast that shares the economic stories of IT hardware resale. Each episode, I interview an industry leader who embodies what it takes to realize success in the ever-changing and highly competitive secondary IT market. What does it truly mean to be an ITAD provider? How do companies mitigate supply chain risks? How can your business thrive amidst changing market conditions that eat away at profit margins? Explore these topics and more on TradeIQ from BrokerBin.com. And while I have your attention, I want to personally invite you to attend a BrokerBin Roadshow. This biannual event brings together ITAD and ITAM providers, wholesalers, resellers, and service professionals all under one roof for 2.5 days of high-value networking. Where else can you make a true, authentic connection with other IT professionals in our industry? Join us in Europe in the spring and in the US in the fall. Learn more and register at brokerbinroadshow.com. People over profits. That's John Spagnuolo's motto when it comes to doing business, and it shows. He loves the IT lifecycle industry and all the relationships with customers and employees he has formed over the years. John started in the industry back in 2011 when he went to work for an ITAD company in Troy, Michigan. His first thought was, wow, what a lot of junk. It didn't take long for him to realize there's big value in used IT hardware. Nowadays, John is the president of IQ Reseller. However, he was a customer long before he joined the company in 2018. IQ Reseller is a leading cloud ERP solution designed for the secondhand IT market and boasts direct integrations with BrokerBin's real-time inventory, Quickbooks, SoftThinks, Blancco, WipeOS, and other platforms to streamline processes. After 15 years of working in this industry, John is quick to say that it's a community he loves being a part of every day. On this episode of TradeIQ, John and I discuss how we're all in this together, operating as one community where friendships are formed and close business relationships are built. John points to strategic partnerships to expand your offerings and turn problems into solutions for win-win outcomes. Well, I'm so glad you were able to join us today, John. Thank you so much for your time.
No, thank you for inviting me to do this as well too. I know this is something we've been trying to do for a very long time, and to actually get this on our calendars and do this, I'm very excited for this conversation as well too.
Yeah. Big win. So this will be interesting because IQ Reseller isn't a traditional member, right? As in brokering, right? So tell us about your company and explain who IQ Reseller is.
Yeah, so IQ Reseller, we like to think ourselves as one of the most complete cloud ERP software solutions that's designed for the secondhand IT market. IQ Reseller has been around for many, many years. A lot of people have heard of IQ Reseller when Bill Blagan owned it as well too. Previously before that, it was Tracker, then took it out from the DOS days to the Visual Fox Pro, from Visual Fox Pro to where we're at today, being a cloud-based ERP software solution. We are 100% truly designed for this industry. We support it. We work well within anything of used IT, whether you're an IT professional, a reseller, just a buy sell. If you're doing e-com with it, third-party maintenance, breakdown, and selling of the parts as well too, or ITAD professionals, that is what we host our software for, and to support your company to be able to be that source of truth, to help you run with it. We have hundreds of active companies using IQ Reseller globally. I always like to say that it's a 70-30 split, 70% in North America, 30% within Europe. And then, of course, there's some stragglers across Australia, New Zealand, South Korea, Singapore, Japan, South Africa as well too. Just like BrokerBin as well too. You guys aren't just in North America as well too, predominantly North America and Europe as well too, but we always get those little stragglers as well too. It was interesting. A couple of years ago, we did a study to see, what's exactly the volume of product that's moving through on a dollar wise through IQ Reseller. And this is an interesting stat that in 2023, it was $850 billion worth of product. Now, I'm sure it is more by now we haven't run, I mean, we haven't really had the time to kind of run through it because there's so much going on here. But
Wait, did you say 853 billion?
$850 billion worth
Oh,
of IT product
850.
ran through IQ Reseller in 2023 alone. Now that was through the COVID times as well too. So as you know, this industry was booming, and
Yes, a
you've been in
big
this
one.
industry as long as I think I've been,
Yeah.
or maybe
Yeah.
even longer too. I've been in it for over 15 years now.
Yeah.
Is that I never seen used product go up in value, and it did. So
I know.
that was quite interesting to see. But yeah, during that time. Several of the things that we offer with IQ Reseller is a lot of out-of-the-box integrations. We're just not out-of-the-box software plug and play with this within this environment, but we have a direct integration, of course, with BrokerBin that allows users with an IQ Reseller to post their inventory in real time to fulfill those sales quicker and faster when they get the product. Because as you know, with used product, you got to move it quick, or it's just going to cost you more time, money, and energy on the shelves, and cost you as well too. But we also have integrations with QuickBooks, SoftThinks, Blancco, WipeOS, many other big players within this industry as well to really help you with data wiping, financial tools, reporting, and all that fun stuff too. So yeah, IQ's been around, and we're continuously growing. And we like to say with software, it's never fully completed. It's always being worked on and being tweaked to help make it better. And one thing I do like to say with IQ Reseller is that we do listen to our community as well too. So as much as I would love to design just a bunch of stuff, but if no one's going to use it, we're not going to
Right.
spend the time with it, of
Right.
course, too.
Yeah, that makes sense. But yeah, you've got to be constantly evolving. It takes a lot to kind of keep up with everything these days, right?
Oh yeah, and this industry is constantly changing. I
I
remember when
know.
I got into it in 2010 or 2011, I think around there is when I got
Okay.
into it.
Uh-huh.
I started out at an ITAD here in Metro Detroit called Resource Partners, and I remember when I first walked into this place, I had no idea. Like they reached out to me. It was an internship opportunity. I was just kind of finishing up college. It was also the heart of like the worst financial crisis that
Yes.
we've seen in our time as well too. So kind of take anything and then getting a tour of their facility and seeing all this used product, and it's just like thought it was like a junk collector at this point, but
Yeah.
no, it's actually there's actually meaning and definition and value behind this as well too. And even then it was kind of the Wild Wild West, and to see how it's morphed from then till now with more standardized process. You have ISO get involved, R2V3,
Yeah.
trying to police this as well, and trying to kind of put the guardrails up within this industry to kind of get it out there too. So it's really incredible to see where it's come from then
Yeah.
till now, and it's gonna be incredible to see where it's at in 10 years from now too.
Where it goes. Yeah, where it goes for sure.
Mhm.
I started here at BrokerBin in 2008, and I did not have any kind of IT background whatsoever. So I remember coming in and just trying to get a comprehension of that this was even an industry.
Yeah.
This was even a thing, and seeing the warehouses, and wow, it's pretty amazing. It's pretty amazing.
Yeah, I mean, it really is to like learn now. Whereas like there, I learned, okay, there's this company that goes in and takes out all these used products and wipes and reports it back, but also to know that the community behind it as well too. Like I really like to call IQ Reseller. It's not just more, but we're like a community. We're not just customer vendor relationship. We're more of a community because even as you've seen within BrokerBin as
Yes.
well too, and I'm sure when you came in, it's a community of buyers and sellers that all know each other and work together. So we really are a little tight knit group
Group.
that just doesn't let anyone in as well too. Is there's always that famous saying, "This industry picks you. You don't pick this industry as well too."
That's
So
great.
no one's going to say, I want to go to school and work for an ITAD or resell or broker used IT products around the world. It's more of you stumble into it and you find your niche, your mold, and it's also a community to where you can build friendships, build close business relationships with as well, and kind of really learn a lot of what this industry is trying to do. And there's a lot that goes on with this as well too, which is
Yeah.
pretty incredible.
It is. It is for sure. So, speaking of that sort of transition, or how you, or the industry finding you, how did you get into IQ reseller? How did you make that jump from like a stocking vendor into I
Yeah,
can't.
that's a pretty interesting story that took a lot of time to kind of morph to. And I'm gonna go through and share this story. It's kind of a long one, but it's a really interesting one too. Is first I'm gonna say when this kind of came about, there's a lot of people when I was at Resource and when I left Resource in between as well too. They all said someday I would be at IQ Reseller, and even some people said I'd be running this. And I never thought about that. I was like, you people are out of your freaking minds at this point. I was just like, once I was done, I was just kind of done. But really taking a step back to it is after the internship, I got hired on board there, became an account manager, and just kind of worked my way up there as well too. We were actually a customer of IQ Reseller. So our IT guy, just like
Okay.
a lot of our other customers as well, and I'm sure a lot of organizations in this industry is going through this, is you have some homegrown system or you don't have a system to where you need something in place at that time. You got to get off QuickBooks and Excel, or for a time we were on an Access database and their IT guy was leaving at that point. So we needed to get a system in within 30 days. Like we were under a time crunch, just like all of our other customers as well too. Like, hey, we needed this yesterday and to do this. And so we became a customer of IQ Reseller, and somehow it was I forget who there reached out and got a deal with Bill Blagan at that time. And then I
Okay.
was working with Bill Blagan at that time. It was Ashley that was here doing the implementations as well too. So I actually implemented IQ Reseller into Resource Partners. I
Oh,
would like to think we're probably one of their first true ITAD customers that kind of came on board because there was a lot of things that we had to change and modify to get it to fit with it in our environment. Um, and a lot of adaptability that we had to learn too is one, it was okay, we got it working, but we had to make a lot of changes and tweaks after we went live with it as well too. And then it was pretty good software with it. So made it work, and it kind of molded into with the report writer, and we were on their Visual Fox Pro. So that's how I got to know Bill Blagan actually too at that time. He came
okay.
out to Resource Partners, kind of talked and was just said, hey, pretty impressed that able to get that going and just kind of what we have adopted with that. Long story short, then it was a few more years. I left that company in 2016 or 2017 around there.
Okay.
With it, before I left, we did the migration off the VRP platform onto the cloud as well too.
Okay.
One of the earlier adopters too with it. And then at that point, I kind of left and then kind of did some other work here. Did some consulting for another ITAD down in Dallas. From there, then went to a Dell reseller and thought I was going to go into kind of more like the VM world
Sure.
and resell Dell services as well as pen testing services at that point. And then oddly enough, out of the blue, and I still remember this to this day, I just pulled up to back home from work, and I have a number. Bill Blagan was on my car dash. I was just
Oh
like,
my
and I haven't
God.
talked to Bill in years at that point, actually, either too. And just kind of, we got to talking. I think we spent 45 minutes of talking and just kind of said, okay, what would it take to kind of come to IQ Reseller? And sure enough, then in March of 2018, here I was at IQ Reseller with it.
Oh my.
Yeah, so it was it just came out of the blue. Didn't talk to Bill for years, and then he just called me just right up,
Wow.
just out of the blue. And I remember the first thing, good old Bill fashion as well too. I remember was, hey, we got this. I need you to go fly out to New York. And I was like, it was like a week, and I haven't seen IQ in like 2 years, or not
Oh
2 years,
yeah.
but like not really involved in it within 2 years, and probably out for like out of it for a while. But of course, you still remember it too. And I remember then flying out to New York with this customer as well too, and just kind of figuring out as I went with it. Luckily, it's one thing I have learned. All ITADs, all companies do this the same. They like to think there's like a secret sauce, which there is.
Sure.
Your product or reporting or just kind of what you do. There's some tweaks, but I was to say a box comes in, you identify the box, you fix the box, you sell the box, you account for the box, and then
Yeah.
any customer reporting you just got to figure out from there. So
Yeah.
80% of everyone does it exactly the same, and went through with it all. So then it just kind of went through there, and then Bill sold the company back in 2020 to a private equity firm called Fullstein, who owns us today, of course. It is also a credit card merchant. And then the plan was when he was to leave a year or two later, then I would step up on board, which was exactly the point. So everyone that told me I would be here this day, I was just like, sometimes as much as I love this industry, I love what I do. I love the employees at IQ Reseller. I love our customers and working with them. Sometimes I wonder, it's just like, what the hell kind of curse did you put on me to be here at this point too? Because there's days you're like, how did the stars and planets align for this? Because
Yeah.
just how this worked out.
Well, that sounds like a meant to be story, actually.
I guess with it too. So yep, that's kind of in just a nutshell of how it just kind of all
Oh my gosh.
first. I'm sure just like you have there, you have good days, you have bad days with
Yeah,
it.
oh, for sure.
So kind of, I guess I let faith lead on that one a bit.
Yeah, that's great. I love that story. I love it.
Mhm.
So, changing course just a little bit here. Tell me what you would describe the market conditions of the last few years. We touched on earlier about the COVID boom for our mutual members, your members, our members. But what do you think about the market conditions over the last few years, and what's your outlook for the future?
I think it's actually really interesting right now. I know the COVID boom is over,
Yeah.
which definitely defined a lot of things. In what you thought was common sense proved to be don't trust common sense during that time, which was
Yeah.
very interesting as well too.
Yeah.
But so that boom is kind of over, kind of has died down the last couple of years though now too. In current state right now, I think this industry is going through a healthy correction actually. Uh,
Oh, great.
I do. I think the kind of the correction that you're seeing some consolidation, you're seeing regional players maturing and get a little bit bigger within the space as well too. You don't see a lot of before we used to saw a lot of like sales reps would leave one company and go start their own company, which you still here and there maybe, but several years ago you would see half a dozen of those constantly. So you're not really seeing that, but you are seeing these bigger players kind of take up the market share and kind of establish themselves within that, and then build partnerships with others to help fulfill needs that they have with customers here within maybe in the northwest of the United States, within the Midwest, Great Lakes region, upper or southwest within California and such. So I think there's a good consolidation. I think the markets are also starting to mature. I
Yeah.
think there's going to be a lot of, I think it's going to be quiet though a little bit right now. So I think companies have to, this is going to take the weak and kind of fizzle them out a bit, and the strong will stay, and the ones that actually have their act together and really want to build their business will stay as well too, which I think is a good thing for the industry
Mhm.
with it. But I think in the next several years to come, I think we're about to see a very big, I don't want to say like gold rush or like boom, but we're going to see big opportunities that will come. We have to get through some of the quiet times right now. I think with what you're seeing with these AI chipsets, and there was such a push to kind of delay a lot of refreshes, and you have a lot of legacy equipment that's kind of coming out that's affecting supply and demands as well,
Mhm.
as well as some of the cost that has to kind of balance out. And cost meaning just the labor cost and cost of doing business as well too. But once that kind of gets ironed out, I think we're going to see a big opportunity and probably a growth a bit as well too.
I,
Do I see bigger companies kind of getting into it? No, I think this is more of like going to be regional, to where you're going to see mid-sized companies kind of take it and really drive with it. So I think the AI chipsets are going to drive a big boom. We just got to get to that point though in a couple of years with it. And I think there'd be a lot of money to be made for these companies out there as well too. I also think that there's a lot of opportunity that's going to open up within Europe as well too. Right now you can kind of see that we're kind of the misfit child right now with kind of what's going on within the political world, without getting political right now, of course.
yeah, right. Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
yeah,
I'm
yeah. I mean,
following.
yeah, I think you saw it in Croatia a bit too as well when
Yes.
you were there kind of going through, and just some of the feedback and just some of the conversations there with it though too. But I think that's actually going to open up a door, and I think anyone that really has relationships within Europe is keep those going. I think the two will still kind of tie, and I think that Europe is going to look to kind of maybe build their own infrastructure out a bit to maybe because of what's going on in trying to bring some of it on there, but that's going to create selling opportunities
Right.
for companies as well too. So keep those relationships open and try and push that door open as much more, because I think there is going to be a lot of potential there. Also, I think within the Europe is they are more repair friendly and trying to extend product life much more longer as well too. So they need they'll need a surplus of product as well too, that here in the states that we have as well too.
Yeah.
Will there still be challenges? Is it going to be as easy what I just said? Absolutely not. There's going to be challenges, but I think where there's an opportunity and you can make it work, I'm pretty excited about it. I know IQ from alone right now, we have a lot of opportunity in Europe actually right now. We have a couple of new customers coming on board right now, and they're all out of UK and Europe actually right now too.
Wow.
So I think there's a lot of opportunities there.
That's wonderful, John. You said a lot of really good things.
Yeah.
And we're hearing a similar sentiment across the board, really, that we're in this position. It's a sort of a assessment position for companies or assessment period for companies, and then kind of like, okay, let's take, how are we going to move forward? What are we going to do to evolve? What are we going to do to innovate? What are we going to do to diversify, which we hear a lot from our clients, that they're diversifying from parts into services, for example, or just even diversifying in product lines people carry,
Oh yeah, expand on the product lines as
Yeah.
well too. Don't just always do the same two product lines.
Yeah.
Expand out there
Yeah.
into everything. And if you feel like you don't have the knowledge, I always say is go find a partner. I mean, there's other
Yes.
companies all the time, just like with IQ Reseller. We're never going to get into the comments section, but I think what you guys do is great. I think there's a great need, and I think more customers should take advantage of the integration that we have to post inventory in real time, because you
Yes.
never know when that one buyer's out there that needs it right away. And you have your product as it comes in the door and you complete it throughout your process, it's automatically then posted out there as well too. So take advantage of others that do things well, because it can benefit you as well. I think partnerships are key.
Yes.
Value partnerships as well too with it. And more the better. Don't be scared thinking that they're going to steal your business or something. They're not going to. There's enough of the pie to go around, and don't try and do something that you're just not good at and you fail, and then it causes more of a headache or causes you more grief and loss of cash flow with it. Find the partners and work with them as well.
Yeah, that collaboration is key for sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And just one other little plug for RTI. I mean, I feel like that will help this industry so much. The more companies that are showing real-time inventory, the better. I mean, there's a lot of challenge, not to go down this path, but we have so many challenges with is something available? Is it posted and is it gone? Is it actually anyway, RTI solves
it's actually a great path to go down to, because I think as we're seeing technology is advancing so much quicker, that means when something breaks or goes down, you can't have downtime with it. So you will have to be able to show that you have that and you can get it out the door as quickly as possible. So I think having that is key for companies that want to move product as quickly as possible, and you've got to move product as quickly as possible. I don't have a crystal ball, but I don't think product is going to go up in value like it did several years ago. So the faster you can get off your shelves, the better it is. So showing it in real time is the best thing, I think, for any company to do at that point. It may be a little bit more cost upfront to do it. That's fine though, I say, but if you have the ability to move it faster, you're actually going to make more in the long run with it.
Yeah, absolutely. We agree. We agree for sure. So talk about competition a little bit. Do you think about competition? You sort of actually just kind of touched on it a little bit about.
I did. No, I don't think about competition. I think competition's healthy. I think it's good for the marketplace.
We say the same here, actually, by the way. Like the more it's just better in general,
Imagine if it's just you.
Yeah.
You're so closed-minded and you would not listen to no one else then. And when you stop listening to everyone else, that's when you really need to step away at that point and realize, okay, there's no good that you're doing at that point. So I mean, I think it's absolutely necessary. I welcome it. I love it. There's others that do things better than what IQ Reseller, and I will speak the truth on that. I think IQ can do a lot of things, but competition says some of them can do with it. And I have no problem saying that, especially like within true recycling. We're an individualized inventory system. We do it well. We do it very, very well. When it comes to actual just commodity services, maybe there are other ones out there, and that's okay to really say that, I feel like,
Mm-hmm.
with it. But it also keeps you, it pushes you and motivates you to
Yeah.
go want to do more out
Yeah.
there. So I always tell everyone, don't be scared of it, and don't be scared to actually talk to your competitors. I do. I
Yeah.
mean, yeah, I talk to our competitors all the time. I mean, me and Rob from Razor APR, we did a webinar together back in February. Uh,
Great. Oh, good.
yeah, I mean that I totally welcome it. And I think this industry is big enough for it all as
Yes.
well too. And you need options. And
Yeah.
when it comes to looking at ERP softwares in general too, I recommend to everyone. There was a company last year that we dealt with. I remember I was in their conference room and they said, well, we just want to go with you. I said, well, I highly recommend you looking at others as well too
Mhm.
with it. Like go look and see all of your options out there with it.
Yeah.
And I recommend to anyone that's just looking at IQ Reseller or another ERP first, go get the other ones out there. And when looking at those as well too, look at like the relationships out there. Is when you're choosing an ERP, make sure it's one that you can build a relationship with, and that's not just a customer vendor relationship as well too.
Right.
So
It's
so
not
I
just,
think I
yeah.
think competition's healthy. I mean, I
Yeah.
really do.
Oh,
Um,
I was just gonna say that. Like, I feel like competition is an indication of a healthy industry.
yeah, well, that too. I also say never badmouth your competition too. A big
Sure.
recommendation
Yes.
I can give to
Right.
anyone: never badmouth them. There's things that I know we have weaknesses on, and others can take advantage of it for sure. There's others that I have strengths on, and I can take advantage of the weaknesses as well
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
But yeah, never badmouth and welcome it for sure. Work with
Yeah.
your competitors even too. I mean,
Yeah.
there could be there are scenarios out there, and I know within our customer range is that we actually integrate into other competitors' software actually, because they may want to use their financial tool over IQ resellers. That's perfectly okay at that point. We may do inventory management much better than that in buying and selling, in order fulfillment, and have integrations that allow them to push their inventory into your marketplace or other marketplaces as well too. And that's fine. If you think it's a stronger accounting package, use that as well too. It's okay to mold the two together. It
Mhm.
absolutely is okay.
Yeah, for sure. And it you drive each other. I mean, we had this football conversation before we came online here, Detroit fan, Packer fan. I mean, like that's the whole point of it, right? Is the competition is to, and that makes everybody better.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah,
you
it makes everyone truly better and
yeah,
keep
yeah.
pushing it. Which then, the more you have, the better that the industry and the marketplace is going to get as well too. Because then, like I said, it keeps our toes up and keeps pushing us over that line to do better and better. So yeah, I mean, I totally welcome it too.
That's great. I love that perspective. Are there trends, John, that you feel like industry leaders should be, wary of or cautious of adopting in today's sort of times? It'd
Yeah, so I think there's a lot,
be
and
real easy to just go like,
yeah,
"Woo!"
there's this could be its conversation within its own as well.
Yeah.
But there's two big ones really that I'd like to probably touch on. One, of course, is automation.
Yes.
Automation is key and it's a massive trend. And the other is AI as well too.
Yeah. I knew
I
you were gonna
think,
say AI.
yeah, I mean it's a buzzword that everyone is talking about.
Yeah.
First is the automation point as well. So I want to kind of touch on that a bit too, because one, I think it's great. Data diagnostic, integrating that in. What we were just talking about was the integration that we have with each other and posting inventory in real time. You want to automate your most complex processes and drive that to get you the best source of truth of data into your system to be able to drive data-driven decisions for your business and to get that data to you much quicker. You want to eliminate human effort as much as possible to drive that. So anywhere you can drive to automate the discovery of the assets that you're processing to resell or fix or to understand or to reconcile, of course, as well as the wiping solution as well to able to report that back so you're not going back and forth and have all that data within one system as well too. And there's a good way to kind of look at this. And speaking of football, is this is how I got this analogy? And believe it or not, I remember this was 2 years ago at a Lions game actually too. And there was as you know, at football games, there's a long line to go to
Yeah.
the bathroom.
Bathroom,
Always
yes.
is, because
Yeah.
your vendors just know how to push that
Yeah.
on you so well.
Longer, my lines are much longer, FYI.
You know what, I will say the men's versus women's definitely has the men's beat for sure.
Yeah, yeah.
At the Lions game each time. But there was one time is after you're gonna wash your hands, whatever, and someone said this too. He goes, and he's waving his hands to get the soap to come out, to get the water to come in, to get the paper towel. And he's frustrated. He's like, man, there's just some things you just don't automate. And the guy has never been truer with it.
Yes.
It's like the soap, the paper towel dispenser, and trying to get the stupid water to come out of the faucet should not be automated, because you spend more time waving around, or you got so much soap on your hands.
Yeah.
You don't know what to do with no work because you can't get the sink to turn on, and then you may not even get the paper towel to come out either
This is so true. Yes.
with it. So using that same philosophy, I was just say, is don't automate the simpler things, meaning product that comes in through the door, don't try and automate that process. It's easier to have somebody come in, break down a pallet, put an inventory sticker on it to label it, identify it, and then push it down. So always treat everything as a conveyor, as you're building a car almost. Exactly. It's already built. You're just rediscovering what that car is. Exactly. So don't automate the simpler things. Keep it simple at that point too. I was just talking this at a company meeting on Monday. There was things that not customers, but we were doing here at IQ. I'm like, man, we're really overcomplicating things all of a sudden. Let's just do the KISS method. Keep it simple,
Yeah.
stupid.
Yes. Yeah.
And it's a good reminder of that. The other one I want to go back to is AI, of course. AI, I think, is it's a great tool. It absolutely is. It's scary, actually, how good it can be.
Yes.
But don't be jumping into the first thing, though, with it. Don't say, I want AI to do it all. I think AI can be good at gathering data and presenting data in a clean manner at that point. I think it can help you with roadblocks of marketing your product or trying to push it out there. But I also think there's downsides sides to AI. One is it learns off of your data, so you got to make sure your data is good. So it goes back to the automation point. If you have bad data right now, don't use AI, because it's going to learn off of bad data and it's going to drive you in a wrong direction with it. So take a look at that, when that could be where IQ can kind of come in as well too, and help you and put a clean process, because especially when you're doing implementation of new software, is the biggest thing we preach is, well, we got to clean everything up, because what you have right now could be bad, and we got to only bring in the good. Same thing with AI as well too. So just be careful with that. It also too is, and I've been having a lot of conversations, is and I'm just be kind of blunt, it kind of makes you stupider as well.
Yeah.
Is because it eliminates critical thinking. And sometimes if you have a challenge or you're trying to do something, don't just push it to AI and think it's just going to get it done to you. Can it help you with brain farts and overcome challenges and kind of get the creativity flowing again? Absolutely. But just be cautious with it.
Yeah.
Use it to gather data, query the data, and kind of take some of the grunt work or the tedious tasks out as well too. But make sure your data is clean with it as well too. But I think from what we're seeing right now, I think it's going to be a great tool.
Yeah.
And it's something we're paying attention to closely, and how we're going to implement it into IQ Reseller as well too. We have no scheduled timeline of when we will kind of bring it out at that point, but it's something we're closely watching. And my philosophy is, it's okay not to be the first to market with something, and you can be the last to market, but just do it right. So it's something we want to do right at that point. And there's enough tools out there that customers can use and go and plug into our software, and I'm sure even within your software as well too, that can help them with it. So it's just something I say, proceed with caution, but those are the two things that should be on everyone's radar right now as well. It's also going to make, I think, compliance much easier as well too. If you have an AI tool for compliance, for like when you go through an R2B3 audit each year, that can make compliance much simpler too. So that's another value add with it right there.
Oh yeah, I've never actually even considered that. That's a very good point to use it for.
Yeah, I think compliance part. I think it's going to be just a no-brainer at that point too.
That's a great
it, and I think in marketing as well too. But just make sure it gets implemented correctly as well too.
Correctly, yeah. I actually just read an article, and I shouldn't talk about it because I can't quote the source, but the gist of it was there was a study done on, I think it was college kids who not used AI to write, as in they didn't have it write their paper, but use it to do the research for the paper.
Mhm.
Versus a more traditional method of gathering the information and doing research in a different way, like finding the information yourself versus even just Googling versus AI, like just Googling versus asking Chat GPT, like even that difference. The students who because this was obviously a controlled study, but the students who used the Chat GPT, like the AI, they actually performed worse on the testing, even though they were given the right information, but they hadn't gone through the process, essentially.
I totally believe that. And I
Yeah.
think, I mean, I went to college. I believe you did as well
Yes,
too.
yes,
I
yes, yes.
think kids need to go through the hell we
Yeah.
did to do
Yeah.
the research of
Yeah.
going through it. I also think kids need to pick up a damn encyclopedia and understand that
Yes.
they had to read through those as well too, because we didn't always have the
Yes.
luxury of,
Yeah.
okay, we had some Google, don't get me wrong,
Yeah.
but I mean, going through and doing the work to try and
Yeah.
find your research and then properly sourcing
Yeah.
that and making sure that you highlight it correctly within your research papers and all that other fun stuff. I think
Mhm.
they need to go through that and throw
Yeah.
Chat GPT out the door
Yeah.
and get back to the basics because they need to
Yeah.
go through the pain that we went through.
Yes. Yes, they
I
do.
hated that part. I mean, I
I
don't.
know, I know, but it actually, I mean, part of going to school is learning how to learn, right? So
Yeah,
it's the process of, when my kids say or other people say like, oh, we're never going to use this or that's not going to be relevant in well, even if the actual content isn't, the process that you went through to learn it is always going to help you. That's always going to help you. It's going to
goes
strengthen
back to critical thinking.
yeah, exactly.
Mhm.
Exactly. So even if you don't use it, I hated math. I hated math, but it's a good thing I learned how to do it, right?
Oh yeah.
So anyway, just
I know I hated math too. I hated calc. I hated trig.
yeah,
To be honest with you, you could put one of those formulas in front of me. I would have no idea how to
I
do it at this
know.
point.
I know. I know.
Luckily, I understand the basics of math,
Yes.
and that's all you need. But yeah, I think they
It's
have to go
like,
through that, and they shouldn't have the tools that they have available now.
yeah.
I don't want to say it makes them dumber, but
No.
it doesn't give them the critical thinking to be able to think outside the box.
Yes, that's
It's like,
exactly right.
as you know, in business as well too, especially you're in a small business, IQ, we still act as a small business too. It's all about problem
Yeah.
solving. And it
Hmm.
was those stupid research papers, I think, that makes me a critical thinker
Yeah,
today of
for
thinking outside the
sure.
box of how to get something done.
Yeah, absolutely. That problem solving is huge, is huge. So what motivates you, Jen, to keep doing what you're doing?
You know, I would say probably looking back at everything that we discussed right now,
Yeah.
highlights everything that does motivate me to do this. I love this industry. I do. I love our customers. I value all of our customers. I love working with our customers and the challenges that they bring to the table too. I mean, it really it drives me to want to be able to provide them with the best solutions or to help them, even if they don't take the ideas we give them or present to them, or the changes as well too. Is I would just say it's great to bounce ideas off of individuals, and that's something you can do in this industry as well too. I think what is going on within the ITAD space, the resale space as well too. I think it's a incredible market to be in as well too, and to work with all them. And I'm excited to see what kind of where this goes as well too, and seeing where it's come from to where it's going to go. Listening to some of the older companies out there speak of when it was back in the mainframe days and all that, and see from there and just see how it's progressing too. So that's all really driving me as well too. And it's also the individuals that I work with here at IQ Reseller. We really have a stellar team, whether it's from support here with Judy, Alma, Stacy, Chris, and James, is an absolutely stellar team. My development team with Siver and Manny and others, and our integrations team, and it's I love working with them because we all care and we all want to see our customers
Yeah.
succeed and do better. So
Yeah.
that's what's really driving me with it. And I'm very vocal with it as well too. I mean, I want to see things get done right, and I want to help put the right path together for others to succeed as well too.
Yeah. Yeah. So tell me about your leadership style. I mean, you're kind of sharing some tidbits of it as you're talking, but what do you feel like is your leadership style and what makes you effective as a leader?
My leadership style, I would say it's probably not your typical leadership style though either.
Okay.
Is I hate to use the old saying, work hard, play hard,
Yeah.
but we do have that, but it's not so much to like, hey, I'm not a micromanager. It's more of like I tell everyone here, is I don't care how you do it, how it gets done, get it done the right way. If there's a problem, bring me with solutions as well to the problem, and we can figure out the best way possible. No one gets shunned for making a mistake. We learn from our mistakes. I make mistakes every day. And everyone here is like family and friends. I always like to say we are a bunch of misfits together. Like it's like we're a little misfit family, just like from the Misfits on
Yeah.
what's the Christmas movie? Chris Kringle or something.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the old 60s one in Misfit Island. And I say we're
Yeah.
on Misfit Island here
Yeah.
with it. So
We might also be on Misfit Island.
yeah. So that's what it is too. I know everything about from my developers outside the United States. I know about their family, their pets. I mean
Oh, that's
internally as
great.
well too. It's all about really building that relationship with it, and we're all just a bunch of little misfits together too. We cover
Yes.
for each other, we help each other. We're always there, whether it's personal or to build professionally as well too. I just want everyone to succeed and just be happy as well too. So it's more of I also don't believe in titles either. I don't believe in none of that. If someone's out for that day, you'll see me in support. If it's not, then it's status quo and I'll be out there. I was telling them if there's a problem, don't worry, we'll fix it. So it's more about treat I always believe it's people over profits. I really do.
Yeah. Oh, I love that. I love that. And that makes such a difference, not just even in people's work lives, but in their lives outside of in their lives as a whole.
Mhm.
I mean, we spend a lot of time at work.
We do.
And for that environment to be positive and, you know, functioning or dysfunctioning like a family, however you want to say it, but
Yeah.
it's
Yeah, we're all just a bunch
important.
of
Yeah. Yeah.
dysfunctional individuals and we make it work.
Yeah.
It's not even just internally too. I mean, my customers as well, I get to know them all as
Yes.
well too. Build that relationship. Like I can't ever stress enough, never treat it as a vendor customer relationship.
Right. Right.
Become close with them and build that partnership on a business side as well too. I mean, all implementations, I talk to all of our customers and get to know them as well too. And it's always and then you can have that small chat.
Mhm.
And then you just kind of be able to fix the problems as things come up as well too. It's I mean, you still have to have accountability, don't get me wrong, but
Sure.
it's treated as always a win-win. And remember, it's just a person as well too. So
Mhm.
if you look at it
Yeah.
as like that, look at it as win-win and as we're all just people,
Yeah.
I mean, I think you can succeed well.
Yeah. For sure. For sure. What are some resources, or do you have resources that you could share or speak to that have helped you along the way?
Um, I resources online or like reading it through. No, I was fortunate, I guess, that I surrounded myself with the right individuals, I think.
Mhm.
Um, and kind of growing up as well too. My dad did have a restaurant, so kind of coming from a small business mindset as well too. I mean, I'm not going to say it was always rosy and peachy and everything that was wrong was always my fault. I learned, even though if I didn't make the mistake, I learned that as a child really quick. But I mean, at Resource Partners as well, in through high school as well too. I had a high school teacher that was a really good mentor towards me as well too, and taught me a lot of
Oh,
stuff. His name was our Mr. Clark actually as well
oh,
too. So learned a lot with that, and I would say I probably learned more through high school, college, and within this industry than I did through a college at all with my
yeah.
degrees, to be honest with you.
Yeah. What
So
was your degree?
what's that?
What was your degree?
So I have I do have a couple of them, but I have a mainly that really I put to use would be my business and management
Okay.
bachelor's in that. So
Sure.
with it, but I would say, and there was another individual at Resource Partners, Tom Stratton, that really kind of took me under his wings and taught me everything of business at that point. I still talk to him a lot throughout as well too, so he was a great mentor as well. And kind of then help build the philosophy mindset that I have today as well too. So I
Yeah.
would say it's the biggest key advice I can say to everyone is, are there books and stuff that you can read out there? Absolutely. but go out there, and if you think you can mentor others, mentor them as well too. Work with them or find a good mentor as well too. Or
Yeah.
hey, if there's things you want to bounce off me and just chat about, I would say my number is out there, my email's out there. Just reach out. I have no problem just bouncing ideas.
I love that. I love that. People who mentor others. I mean, I just think just like a teacher, right? I mean, just it's invaluable. It's invaluable for you to have a good mentor. So yeah, I would say the same thing to
Yeah,
go.
yeah. I mean, it's worth its weight in gold too. I mean, there's this individual that we hired, never went to college, and I always tell him, you don't need college. I go, to be honest with you, that's the biggest regret I have at this point because I'm not using anything of it, and thousands of dollars wasted at that point, and still paying off some student loans even to this day at this point.
Yeah.
To where it's more of learn as you go and find people that want to help you. And there are individuals out there that want to see succeed. I'd rather have him take up more time with it and learning and ask all those questions and never be shy to ask than not to ask at all. And then you're just in a corner covered and you just don't know at that point. So.
What things, Jen, are you curious about outside of your job? Well, we know the Detroit Lions.
Yeah, Detroit Lions too. Yeah, so I don't look as my job as kind of a job at that point.
Sure.
My
Sure.
job has allowed me to meet a lot of cool individuals, a lot of friendships I've met through this job as well too. And has allowed me to see other parts of the world, gave me a lot of
Yeah.
opportunities with it as well too. With it, a couple things I do like to do is golf as well. I think that actually really helps take your mind off of things. You just go from one frustrating thing and go play golf and wonder why my driver and my irons aren't working the same day. I mean, that just sounds so much fun, so much just stress right there with it. But it's I find hobbies like that as well too. I do a lot of traveling as well too for personal and business as well too. But it's more of when you find what you like to do, to be honest with you, I don't wake up and stress about going to work or doing it. It's another Monday or Tuesday morning to me. It's no different than a Saturday morning at that
Oh, that's such a blessing. That's
too as
such a
well. So
blessing.
it's still about balance. Sometimes you do have to turn yourself off from it all though.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
we love
What's
being
the
kids.
favorite place? What's your most favorite place you've ever been or visited?
Favorite, gosh, that's a hard one. I would say I like let's see here. Actually, I was very impressed with Split. That was my first time I was there.
Oh,
So I
mine
do like
too.
what you guys had. That I was very impressed with that. I do like European lifestyle and culture a lot more. I see myself probably being there much, much more than here in the States later in life as well with it. So I think would say that's probably what I'm kind of focusing on doing at this point of trying to establish and being able to bounce back and forth. And at times I found it's cheaper to fly to Munich than it is to even fly to Florida at times.
Isn't that
So
crazy?
yeah, so I guess a lot of people went to Florida and just jacked the prices with it. So I would say Venice, Munich, Split. I was very impressed with Split. So hopefully you guys win on that poll that it does go back, even though I think you picked Barcelona. Was your option?
We were looking at Barcelona. We were also looking at Tenerife was the one that we had in the.
Oh, was it out there too? Never been there, but I've been to Barcelona though. They're both great. But I would say Split. I was very impressed with that. And
Yeah.
also, I think it drives a lot better conversations as well.
Yes.
When you're in a
Yes.
really nice area like it was there, and
Yeah.
the weather was just phenomenal.
I
I
know.
mean, it's
I
nothing
know.
but a positive conversation with
Yeah.
it, and it drives into a good business conversation from there, and then business comes from it. That's
Yeah.
one thing. That was my biggest takeaway from your event there for sure that I learned
Oh,
is
thank
if you
you.
pick the
Good.
right location with the right weather, and it brings those, let's just say, positive vibes at that point.
Yes.
It did. Everything just connects together, and
Yeah.
walked away with some really quick deals actually from that
Yeah.
event. So
Oh, I love hearing
so
that.
so so thanks for
We are
picking
going,
the right
yeah.
location of that one.
No, yeah, you're welcome. And we are going back.
Oh, good.
Yeah, I can say that now because this doesn't come out for
Yeah, a couple of months at that
because
point.
this
So.
isn't live.
Well, hopefully, or you heard it first here then.
Yes, right, exactly.
So.
Exactly. Oh, goodness. So, is there anything about your work that keeps you up at night?
No, to be
No.
honest, I can truthfully say that I don't. there's nothing that I keep. I have a well-established team. We have well-established practices. Are there going to be things with it? Do you wake up in the middle of the night thinking, did I do that? Absolutely. Or you get a great idea in the middle of the night. So yes,
Yeah.
but do I worry? No, because I think if you allow yourself to worry, you cause yourself more grief and stress and headache and cause yourself to overthink. So really try and ground yourself from doing that. And if you trust your team, you trust your vendors, you trust your processes, you trust your policies in place, everything should work fine.
Yeah.
I'm not
Yeah.
gonna say you're not gonna have problems. Even on this call today, I will say it, we had a small outage happen just before this call, actually.
Oh no.
Right, it wasn't major, it wasn't, something did happen with it, but we had the policies and procedures in place in the alerts in tool. And it was an issue actually on our side that caused it with it. So I can say that it's still, though, when that happens though, never panic, never freak out with it, and you always find the issue with it. I don't like to say that we do, but I will say true. Problems have with software. I mean, I can't say it's
Yeah.
definitely perfect. I mean, I'm sure you guys have your fair share.
I was just gonna say, we know.
So
We know. I feel
definitely
like
happens.
you're talking directly to me right now, only to me, like giving me that advice. Because yes, we of course have issues, of course.
Yeah.
Of course
Yeah,
things-
yeah. If I would say if someone was talking to another software company and said we have no issues, nothing to worry about, I would say that is the biggest BS line I've ever heard in my life at that point.
Correct.
Because there's stuff. So we also take it all very seriously. Good things have come from being owned by Fullsteam as well too. Like we just went through a pen test and pretty good results that we got back. I'm not going to say it was flawless. It's a consulting company that gets paid on what they find. So of course they're going to find something or they would be out of business. But there was no serious threats. So we went through our pen test, our first one ever.
What are you calling it? A pen test?
A pen test. So it's ethical hackers trying to hack through your system in layman's term with it too. And we did decide to go through a pen test given the current layout of just what's going on out there with security, and we take security very seriously here.
I'm writing that down.
So it worked out well. I mean, were there some issues? Absolutely. Are we correcting those issues? Yes. Are we going to do it again in 6 to 12 months out there? Absolutely, we're going to do it again because there's going to be other issues out there. I just want to make sure all of our back doors are exposed because we do have customer data, especially with us. We're a credit card merchant, so we have a lot of important data with it, and I want to make sure my customers' data is protected as well too, and also make sure my environment's protected as well too, because I don't want that bad press release to go out. They say, hey, something happened, but if I can be as proactive as possible.
Yeah, that's great.
And that's what then allows me to sleep peacefully throughout the night until my phone thinks that there's an issue now.
No, I know those phone calls. Oh goodness. So I know that I mean you are a BrokerBin member, you have exposure to the platform, obviously a lot of it, in some cases a more and different kind of exposure than our more traditional members do. But do you have any advice for BrokerBin members? One is RTI, right? That's the obvious.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think we have beat that. So I think everyone should be our RTI. They should be looking at the integration that we offer to support. And I'm really kind of blown away that more actually don't use it. And we've kind of built this, and it's been around for so long now. With it, it's not just kind of pushing your inventory list out there once or twice a day, or sometimes even a couple times a week. I don't think that's the right way to do it. I believe in speeding that up. The other big takeaway too, and is the road shows and building the relationships as well too. Talk to the community members of BrokerBin or who you're buying that product from or want to sell to. Don't be shy of a conversation. Build that relationship as well too. And I would say use your platform to source and build relationships of others out there. Because if you have a challenge or need to source something, I guarantee you can find it through BrokerBin. So don't be afraid to pick up the phone and talk to them and build that established relationship. Don't just think you're buying something. It's a simple transaction. Build a relationship at that point. And I think that's the biggest key and takeaway.
And we like you guys, we really say like, hey, this is meant to be a community. We're not transactional. You don't
Yeah.
go to the site and buy something. It's not a
Yeah, it's community.
marketplace in that sense. It's bringing buyers and sellers together. It's bringing people together. And so on that note, and you touched the roadshows, but what is your thoughts on face-to-face communication? I mean, I think I know
Love it.
the answer,
I'm
but
old
yeah, I
school.
mean,
I love it. Yeah, I love face to face.
yeah.
I think it is the best. Even though I will say there's many things I think to myself, well, that could have been an email, or that could
Oh,
have
I know.
that. Don't get me wrong with it. But like the road. Let's take the road shows for example first. Here is one. Don't just try and go find new people to do business with. Look at your current as well too. Like I look at it as your road shows as especially like the last one I went to. I know I wasn't at the London one, but before is also find your current customer base there too and touch base because it saves you actually time and money for any company to go see all of your established relationships and customers and make sure that still just spend that 20 minutes in each meeting or find them at the what was I gonna say the coffee line or just whatever and say hi and shake their hand again and just talk to them and put that face to a name as well too. And same thing, build that established relationship. So I love face to face as well too. I mean, my employees here say there's many times I'm the one that picks up the phone and just dial. I remind that to all the support here. Pick up the phone and just call them at that point. So same thing. Love face to face, and I encourage it. And don't be afraid to ask questions either.
Yeah. And the number of stories that we hear, and not just at roadshows, like BrokerBin participates in other events as well, other industry events and trade shows and things. So, or, client visits, just different, but anytime you can have that more personalized connection. And then we hear, you should participate is what I'm getting at, but we hear plenty of stories, John, of people who are like, man, if I wouldn't have met them, if I wouldn't have seen them, if we wouldn't have taken this extra few minutes to have a conversation beyond, an email, XYZ would not have happened. We wouldn't have understood that they could do this for us. We wouldn't have understand that they have this, or in cases specific to BrokerBin, there might be companies who aren't necessarily listing all of their inventory or something, that you're not gonna understand that until you have that conversation with them. And that doesn't happen via email or IM or
you get to see people's body language, the emotions into it as well too. I like to think our conversation right here, you can tell that we are emotionally invested within this as well too. You can see a lot of positivity coming back and forth, just like you could from someone over. In an email, you can't, like, people always come and be like, oh, I think they're mad. I go, how do you know if they're mad? Read an email. You can't read someone's emotions through words at that point. If it's all caps, maybe it's an old school accountant that leaves her keyboard on with caps. With it. It's like so never, an email you can't read into emotions or nothing like that, but in person you can. And even when there's a problem on something too, if something screws up ship, call them and talk to them. At that point, just call and talk to them. It's and don't send an email, say I'm sorry, and with all these big words out there. Also, I was just say talk just like it's another person. No one wants to hear these great, you have a great vocabulary. That's awesome. But you know what? Just keep it in layman's terms.
Right. It's funny you say the all caps because especially internally, I use all caps a lot and I write with a lot of exclamation points. And so the guys like the sales team here will say, you don't have to yell at me. I'm like, I'm excited.
I'm passionate about what I do.
I'm not yelling at anyone. Anyway, funny. Well, I really appreciate your time today, John. It's been so fun chatting with you. How can listeners connect with you, find you?
So they can find me, search for me on LinkedIn, John Spagnuolo. My email is john@iqreseller.com. I mean, I'll even put my own phone number out there as well too. If you have any questions or want to reach out to me, it's 586-907-2219. Shoot me an email, a text, call me. Even if you just want to pick my brain or saying I'm having these challenges, I have no problem in talking to you at that point. I'm not trying to sell you anything, to be honest with you. And we don't even really force sell here. We just show you what we have, what we can and cannot do, and allow you to make your own decisions. But don't feel like you're a new business owner starting up and you got no one there. There's a community. There's the IQ reseller community, because I look at it as us as a community as well, and not just users using IQ Reseller, just the same thing with BrokerBin as well. And in BrokerBin too, it also just doesn't just hit sell product, they have a service page as well too.
Yep, right, exactly.
So,
That's right. Well, thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
so
We will
thank you.
see you soon. Will we see you in Austin?
Yes.
Yes.
It's
Okay.
gonna be a little challenging for me to
Okay,
get to. I
okay.
won't. This will happen after, so that could be a story.
Okay. Yeah.
But I
Okay.
only play that Monday night, and the
Oh,
day of like your event kicks off. I'm just like, how
oh
the hell am I
no.
going to do this? But I
Yes.
will make it work. So
Yeah. Okay. Okay. We'll figure that out. We'll figure that
I'll
out.
make it work. Don't worry. I will be
Okay.
there though.
All
So,
right.
all
Thanks
right.
so
Thank
much,
you.
Don. Take care. Thanks
Yep, bye-bye.
again. Bye. Thanks again to John Spagnuolo at IQ Reseller for joining the podcast. TradeIQ is a production of BrokerBin, the leading global alliance for IT professionals, resellers, and wholesalers. Subscribe to TradeIQ for new episodes as we share the economic stories of IT hardware resale from industry leaders who work tirelessly to expand asset lifecycles and eliminate e-waste. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next time on TradeIQ from BrokerBin.com.